Hey folks, I'm about to go live. Kind of like things always happen in life, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna play how I'm feeling, but I like playing it anyway. So I'm gonna play a little intro music, and then I'm gonna come back to it. Welcome to Reaching Out with Eddie. Uh, I got Q sitting here next to me. She's so beautiful. I got my daughters in the back. It's just good to be here. But anyway, I'm fixing to play this. This is for Tool Belt. Tool Belt, this is for you. Come on, man. Play it. Thank you, folks. I just want the topic of my show today is like young people. Young folks, what the fuck? And the reason why I say that is because young people's they kind of like where they need to be the way I see it because young people won't do anything. Man, all they want to do is just like get high and feel good or either just work every day on those 9 to 5 jobs and like and then like you go in the courtroom and you want sympathy from the judge or you go into a prospective employee's office and you want to be hired by that prospective employer, and then you take the job, you get the job, and you working your 9 to 5, and you working like however many, whether it's part-time or full-time. Even if they paid you $15 an hour, you still don't make enough money to pay your bills. Food is so expensive now, folks. Tuesday is going to be a wake-up call for a lot of people. It's gonna be some folks that are disappointed, and it's gonna be some people that's gonna be angry. But I'm always lamenting that hey, we failed our young people. But you know what, young folks, me, my brothers and sisters, and a lot of my peers, and then some of my nieces and nephews, we didn't have the opportunities that you have, Generation Z. We didn't have the opportunities that you have, millennials. We didn't have those opportunities. Even Generation X, we didn't have the opportunities that they had. And like I'm a baby boomer, and you have baby boomers one, baby boomers two, and then you have Generation X, and then you have the millennials, and then you have Generation Z, and then you got the Alpha generation. Folks, we it's sad, and I'm talking to you millennials, and I'm talking to you alphas. Now listen to me. You always have the deviation of the norm, meaning that we're not talking to everybody. We're just talking to some of the bodies, not everybody. Meaning that some people. And good evening to you, bro Fred. How did you like that music? I hope it was okay. And when I play, folks, it's impromptu, meaning that it's no planning. I'm not reading anything. I'm just playing whatever come to my head. And then, of course, when you see me jumping and moving, I'm really feeling it and everything. And I hope you enjoyed it. So I did the intro. I'll be playing Saturday in Kennebec, Alabama. I'll be playing for Thomas Fair. One of the songs he's gonna do is at the meeting, or God is still in charge. I think it's named by Willie Blanks. And but anyway, let me get back to my subject. Folks, it's really, really, really sad that I was reading on Fred Hampton today, and he had Tube saying, bro, why are you going back reading about all these ex-leaders? And thank you, bro, Fred. The reason why I'm reading about it, because our history has not changed. Our history is still the same. See that if you go back and you look at Malcolm X, or you looking at Martin Luther King, you look at Marcus Garvey, you look at Nate Turner, you go back and find any, you go back as far as 400 years or however many years you want to go back, and you see those black leaders, people that want to make a difference in the community. Now, I'm of the same school of thought of Malcolm X. When Martin Luther King, now, folks, now some of you are not gonna like this, but this is just my opinion. I think J. Edgar Hoover perhaps may have hated Martin Luther King, but Martin Luther King must have lost his mind. How is that you're gonna be nonviolent? Who out there in podcast land gonna disarm yourself, and then while your aggressor or your abuser has guns, knives, have the lynching, have the power of the courts? Who out there? But hold up, let's just come up into current history. Who out there in podcast land going to leave your weapon at home and go and confront an adversary? Who out there, if you know that somebody's out to get you, trying to harm you and take everything from you and do things to you, who out there are going to disarm themselves? And the first race riot was in Meridian, Mississippi. So the sheriff of Lauderdale County went to all the local ministers and got them to disarm the black community, collected guns. And so, in other words, so your adversary smart enough and drew blood from us, from you, and your adversary is able to get you to disarm yourself and then go to war. Nobody goes to war without a weapon. Nobody does. And we have an opportunity now to take control of our politics that affect us. Politicians, we need to have politicians. Just like people like me are not born, we're made. Well, you hear Tube say, how you gonna not be born and be made? Well, you know what I mean by Tube, that you're not. So that's a leader right there, just born. No, it's adversity. Something happened in that person's life that make them stand up against the system. Once other people who are too weak to stand up for themselves see that you will stand up and say what they want to say, or do what needs to be done for the community, they want you to do the same for them. And that's okay. I don't mind doing that, except that you cower in the back and you won't even vote when I'm out at war. And my ammunition now is the ballot, not the bullet. I need you all to vote. So when here I am standing up for you, you're not standing up for me. How about, I don't really need you to stand up for me, because I can stand up for myself. But how about you're not standing up for change? You're not standing up for things for you to better. Look at the plight of the black community. Look at our community. Don't start. I don't care about anybody outside of that box. The box I'm talking about is black families. I'm talking about black suffrage, black needs, the things that are happening in our communities. Like, we are looking for that next person that's going to stand up for us and going to fight for us and do what needs to be done for us to be okay. How about they are doing the same thing? When I said they, I'm talking about that white man. I'm talking about that European. I'm talking about that man, that white man with that Eurocentric education, that Eurocentric ideology. We talking about Western civilization, which America is one, France is one, England is one, Germany is one, Belgium is one, Canada is one. These are Western civilizations. Okay, these are the Western civilizations that's a part of NATO. So, folks, when I started talking about when they come and looking for the black, they looking for that black leader. They looking, especially in majority black communities, they looking for that token Negro, that sorry Negro that will come and trick you into voting for him or her, while him or her don't do anything for you. Yes, I'm gonna beat that horse until that horse die. I'm just telling you, so don't worry about me. You already know what I'm gonna talk about. So our current mayor, okay, let me pause right here, folks. I'm gonna pause right here because I'm about to file another lawsuit against the city of Meridian. Bro, Fred, I want to tell you this, is that I can overcome qualified immunity. I wish I had that, because I've been doing a lot of studying on qualified immunity. And so I can overcome qualified immunity for you, bro, Fred. I already know where to look and what I need to do. So when I file your lawsuit, I'm going to file it with the intent of overcoming qualified immunity by finding cases that are similar to yours, so that we can hold those people that did things to you accountable. Now, I know what Tube Bell saying, said, bro, you exposing. I don't give a damn. I'm going to just tell you that right now. It's not so exposing. They know the fight is coming. They know the lawsuit is coming. They just wondering when. So I don't mind them knowing. It's just that, hey, I'm pretty smart. I'm pretty astute. I don't think that you can overcome the law. Now, you may have be able to overcome a lawsuit. You may be able to get some of your cronies up there in federal courts, or some of your cronies in the Supreme Court or the Court of Appeal, to get them to deny me. But then they have a higher court. We got the Fifth Circuit, and then we have the United States Supreme Court. Now, I don't put much stock in the United States Supreme Court, because in my opinion, it's compromised. It's compromised. I don't have no respect for the United States Supreme Court. Anytime you have a Supreme Court that does the things that some of those justices does, such as receiving the amounts of money that they receive, and then because a president put them in there, they're like, there's no Joe Biden. You know what, folks? I'm kind of like on the road now. Joe Biden ass is senile. He's weak as fuck. Now, look, now I don't mean any threat against the president of the United States, because if I was Joe Biden, once the Supreme Court said that a president has immunity, I'll put Trump ass in jail. He's the president of the United States. He can do it. Evidently, he can do everything he want to do. So if Trump can do it, in order, what they're trying to do is protect Trump, I show them, oh boy, you done made me into a monster. Joe Biden needs to show them a dictatorship. Folks, y'all don't understand what's going on here. Why are you happy that they allow for Trump to basically be a king and he's not? Then what you did is you allow for not Trump, think outside of the box. You allow for all presidents to be kings in the United States. You have thwarted democracy and did away with the Constitution. So not just for Donald Trump, you did that for every president. Kamala Harris will be a king when she get in there. Now, I don't believe that she'll do the things that Donald Trump do. I think she's the most qualified person running for president of the United States. So because of that, I'm going to vote for her. Now, you know, I done heard the stories about she's not black. What fuck difference does it make? You don't have to be black, white, yellow, green in order to be elected president of the United States. So it does not matter what color she is. Y'all get off that shit. That ain't number one addressing that the man outside of the box again, those white folks are using in order to divide the black community and turn you against the most qualified candidate is there. How is it you hold her to a high standard and you hold him to none? A convicted felon, also been convicted of raping women. I mean, just so many things. Well, I'm saying it like that too, but y'all heard too, but say he ain't convicted of raping no one. Yes, he is sexual assault. He's been convicted of that. What's what the sexual assault mean? Where you assault someone sexually. When I assault someone sexually, they always enjoy it and want me to do it. But y'all know what that is. And you out there too in podcast land. So no, this here thing is, we got to stop having two sets of laws, one for them and one for us. But now we got three. We got one set of law for Donald Trump, which is nothing above the law. And then you got a set of law for them, and you got a set of law for us. They get Negroes like Jimmy Smith and Percy Bland to represent us. Neither one of them, not Percy is closer to my color. Jimmy Smith is definitely not my color, but he's the same color as my brother out there, David, Too Bad I call him, and then Bro Fred. They're the same color, but they identify with the black race. But then they're not doing any of the things that will make us want to re-elect them. Negro, let me tell y'all something out there that done fucked up everything for the millennials and Generation Z, is that you so good by standing in the shadow of nothingness or greatness or power, but it's nothingness, standing in the shadow of nothingness, then you want to feel good, but you ain't looking, you ignorant as fuck. And I'm just telling you, Robert Trotter, yes, I'm calling your name out. You're ignorant as hell. Jim is not the most qualified person to be mayor. Marie said, Robert, your ass grew up when I do. We could not drink water from the same damn fountain. And it's okay for you to elect a mayor that's going to put nothing but white folks over black people, and then put a judge in city court that everybody goes in there. 90% of them are black folk. And then for everybody in there, your city attorney, Your only person in there black is Dustin. Everybody else is in there white. Even the judge pro tem that works when Dustin is not there is there. And Dustin, I'm telling you, I'm talking to you. I know you're watching this. I know you're watching this, so I'm talking to you. And I'm talking to your ass too, Jimmy Smith. While you might not watch it, I know somebody going back and tell you. I'm finna file a lawsuit against the city of Meridian. Now, I'm going to tell y'all folks that Lolo and I was charged with sending, receiving, and possession of child pornography. Those charges were dismissed against us. Low shit already been expunged. They were dismissed. Cassie said, I'm not doing this. This is not none of this stuff that y'all trying to do. And it was little corrupt ass Anderson that done Rochester Anderson that done this shit that brought this stuff against under the guise of Percy Bland. Folks, it's something wrong with y'all because these niggas out there campaigning. You can't even fill your qualifying papers until January 1st. And let me tell you something, City Council. I'm talking to your ass now. I already got two people that's going to run against you, Amanda Walker. I got a person running against you, and it's a person running against you. Let me see, that's in 5. That's Joe Norwood Jr. Now, I had somebody that was going to run. I'm working on this young lady, and I'm getting young folks. See, y'all ain't been doing nothing for young black people. You ain't been doing nothing for any black people, but you've been putting your foot on the head of young black folks. You've been just stepping on them. You've been abusing them. Let me tell you what happened, folks. The city of Meridian is violating the law. Now, how they violate the law? They're breaking the law. What they do is that they will, if they see two black people rolling together, they pull them over. They use what you call pretense stops, meaning that you swerve, your tail light missing, or you didn't turn your signal light on. May I see your driver license? You don't have any drugs in the car, do you? For one thing, everybody have a right to be secure in their person. So, but when they stop, do you have any firearms or weapons in it? None of your damn business. That's what they should say. Oh, well, yeah. I see a firearm right there, because Mississippi is it's not a concealed carry state, meaning that you can have a gun on you. It has to be sold. It has to be shown. You can have a gun on you. You can buy a gun in the state of Mississippi. You don't have to have a permit. They do not run background checks for you to own or possess a gun in the state of Mississippi. If you have a gun on you, a police officer does, it's against the law and against Mississippi laws and Constitution for them to come up and get your weapon and run a check on it to see whether or not it's stolen. See, but they don't do anything like that to nothing but black people. This is the shit that pissed me the fuck off, is that you have black folks that are being pulled. They ain't gonna pull Bro Fred over and do him like that. They're not going to pull me over and do me like that. They're not going to pull Toolbed over and do him like that. They're not going to pull Lolo over and do her like that. They're not going to pull Pam Chapman over and do her like that. Y'all see where I'm going with this. But look at you folks out there in your ages of 20 years old, 30 years old. They're going to pull, they know who to pull over. If you look like that you don't have a job, or if you should be at work, but you ain't, they're going to pull you over. And the first thing they're going to do is search your car. They see a gun, they run a check on that car. That shit is illegal, and it's against the Constitution of the, it's against the law of the Mississippi enacted as a stand your ground state, a council doctrine state, a state that you can have a weapon on you as long as it's seen. Nobody can come up to you, and a law enforcement agent, an officer of the law cannot come up to you and ask you to show you that weapon, or ask you, let me get this weapon. So no, go get your damn supervisor. And if your supervisor want to, go get his supervisor. If they want it, damn it, under protest, you're not getting it. The law says that I can have this weapon and you cannot run a background check on me or that weapon. So why are you checking? I have a right to defend myself. I don't have to explain anything to you under the law. In certain places, you cannot take a gun, but a gun on your person or a gun in your car, no police officer in the state of Mississippi has a right to run a background check on it. When they're doing that, they're violating your constitutional right. And Meridian does this shit. So we're talking about a majority black city that has a black mayor, a black chief of police, and most of the majority of the police officers are black, but the majority of police officers in authority are white. You have people that have been put in positions of authority with Meridian Police Department that can't even pass a 7th grade efficiency test, while you have qualified people that have been passed over. So no, Meridian is messed up under Jimmy Smith, and it was messed up under Percy Bland. And it's time for us to fix this shit. And I'm finna get back on you millennials. Y'all sorry as fuck. Yes, I said it. And the reason why I'm calling you sorry, you hear Two Bell said, but bro, some of them have a job. But your ass ain't voting. But bro, some of them ain't never been in trouble. But your ass ain't voting. But bro, some of them got a job, a car, and everything. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit if you ain't voting. That means that you're not controlling the policies that directly affect you. And shit like what I just finished talking about will continue to happen until you put a stop for it. It's time to get them niggas up out of there, say no to Percy Bland, and get Jimmy Smith the fuck up out of there. When Jimmy Smith go, his entire administration go with his ass too. Percy Bland want to bring his administration back in there because he want revenge on some of the people that he helped get in position that didn't go when his ass went. It's time for us to change that shit. And 60 years ago, Malcolm X was talking about this. 60 years ago, was talking about how they would go and find somebody that looked like you and trick you and put them in position. How you know you've been tricked? You're still eating the same crud. You're still being oppressed by the Meridian Police Department. There's no change in the conditions of your life. You still can't get a job. You still living in public housing. That's okay. Some people have to. But damn it, what the fuck wrong with you people that won't run for public office? Run against them niggas. Folks are tired of them. They're tired of them. They don't want them Dwayne Davis. They don't want Ramonda Walker. They don't want Tybell Lindsay. They don't want Joe Norwood Jr. And they damn sure don't want Dr. Thomas. That's George Thomas in one. Now somebody needs to run against all of them. A black person needs to run against all of them. So when the next mayor, get them Bammers up out of there. And when the next mayor come in there, she'll have people in there that want to make a difference. People in there that help that next mayor go to the next level so the Meridian can be a nice place for all the people in Meridian, not just a selected few. There's no way that they should be generating $4, $5, $6, $7 million in city court off black people that ain't got no damn job. And Dustin, shame on your ass sending anybody bond $100,000. You know ain't no black folks in that city got that kind of money. You might well deny them a bond. Up here in Jefferson County, attempt murder. My son had 3 attempt murders, and it was $150,000. Yes, they dropped all of it against him. Now he got a lawsuit against them. Oh, it's coming. Eddie Gray, hold his daddy. Why would any of y'all out there run a tag on a car and fuck with anybody last name Holt? Now, I don't care. Now, me and mines can be mad. We can not even be speaking. But when you mess with one of mine, goddamn it, I'm like the leprechaun. I'm coming. I'm going to wreak havoc until I reset the balance of things. You're too bad time. But, bro, you and your son, I don't give a damn about none of that. Whatever kind of, your son, I don't care nothing about that either. When you mess with mine, I don't mess with you. Now, let me tell you something now. I'm going to mess with your ass, Dustin. You crazy as fuck. I thought you were smart. You ain't that damn smart. Why the fuck would you give black people high-ass bun? Black people going to be the reason why your ass keep on eating. Oh, you eating good. At the expense of the people that put you in office, but you talk down to them. Nigga, you ain't God. We get rid of Jimmy. We get rid of you. You got to go. All y'all got to go. Now, let me tell you something. Oh, I remember you stood up there telling me, here I am old enough to be your goddamn daddy, telling me to be quiet. I wanted to slap your ass off that bitch. Shit, you wouldn't say that shit if we was in public. You hide behind the badge just like all them weak ass people. Now, folks, I'm feeling ready. I'm kind of like getting ready to go now. I don't think I should hold you too long. So I want to say this to y'all. I hope y'all enjoy.